I went to school, and this girl named Belinda, she told me to meet her after school at the bleachers. And so I did, but she didn't show up. And I waited, and the next day I went back to school, and everybody was laughing at me. I guess it's little things like that that makes me have hatred towards women.
Now what about this concept of the wolf?
I guess it's almost like a thing inside of me. It's like a wolf that's feeling the hunger. I feel like some savage.
When he did it, all the news crews and everybody was there. They were lined up on the streets, and they were out there because of my brother. We tried staying hidden for so many years. And my sister May, she hasn't talked until now. I'm hoping this brings her some healing.
Many times, I have almost backed out of this. Many times, even driving here today. It was like, I don't want to do this. April talked me into it. Can't this just get over? I'm done. I'm tired of going over it. I'm tired of feeling like I did something wrong or I didn't protect the victims. I hate this. I really do.
This was the portrait of all of us. There's 5 kids and my daughter. We grew up on a farm. We raised our own beef and our own chickens and our own vegetables. My mom married men that were not good. May and I being the oldest, we tried protecting the younger ones.
It's always my job to help protect and to keep us together. This is my brother Roy, and most people know him as Jack's Bowman. One of my mom's many husbands adopted him, and they changed his name to Jack, but I will always know him as Roy and call him Roy. He looks really happy in this picture. Like he's innocent, just carefree. Roy was the only boy. He was more quiet, more withdrawn. He would play by himself. I would have never guessed what Roy's life would have turned out to be.
I didn't see him as evil. My sisters and my mother did not see him as evil, but he really was. Where did that evil come from?
The thing I remember most as him as a child is that he would love to sit and rock. On an average day at our house, he would always be on the couch and he would always be rocking.
He'd walk in and the TV would be on and he would be like not paying attention to the TV and just sitting there rocking. He seemed like he was in his own world.
Hey Roy, what you doing?
We would go up and sit beside him and, get him trying to stop, and he just would have this detached look.
You want to come outside and play for a bit?
It was just like an empty stare. He was in his own little space. He would just rock and rock and rock for hours.
Roy, do you want to come outside and play?
No.
Even if you tried to convince him to come down and play, he may do it for a short period of time, but then he went back to rocking.
That was kind of odd behavior now that I look back at it. But he was the only boy, so we always just thought it was just because he was a boy and didn't want to be with us girls, you know, and do girl things.
Come on, let's go.
It was just like, okay, this is what he likes to do.
We just never talked about it. You know, we thought it was normal.
Chickens and we had goats. I always loved to go out and catch the wild rabbits, and then we'd put them in a cage so that we could play with them until we had to set them free. One day, when we were out playing, Roy brought this limp rabbit up to me, and it was dead. And it was one of the rabbits that I had caught, so it was just sad. And I couldn't believe that he would harm this little rabbit.
What's wrong with him?
What do you mean?
When I questioned Roy about what happened to the rabbit, he denied doing anything to the rabbit.
I don't believe you.
But the look on his face was like, look what I did. It looked like that it had been strangled. That's what I had thought. It's just that he squeezed it really tight.
I'm telling Mom.
I went and told my mom, and nothing ever happened. She just had us bury it. He never really got punished a lot for anything he did. Roy did a lot of bad things with animals, and we just thought it was a phase. I went over to visit my grandma one day, and she had told me that a neighbor had just called her and said that Roy had exposed himself to her.
What's going on? The police are here to talk to Roy.
The lady must have called the police, because then the police came and talked to him about it.
Well, one of your neighbors claims you exposed yourself to her.
Of course not. I would never do anything like that.
He said that he was just changing and the window curtain wasn't shut and that a woman walked by and they saw him. That it wasn't him actually exposing himself to anybody.
So she seems to think that it was intentional.
Why is she looking through my grandmother's windows anyways? She should mind her own business.
It was an accident.
So you're saying it was not intentional?
Of course not.
It made sense. And I really had a hard time believing that that's what he was doing.
Well, try and be a little more aware of your surroundings when changing, yeah?
Yes, sir. I'll do that.
Okay.
But it was like months, and then it would be another exposure. And then I got a phone call from my sister who said that Roy got kicked out of school for exposing himself.
Roy always had an excuse. Well, how could you have an excuse for exposing yourself and not wearing no pants and a trench coat? I started looking at Roy different. I was so angry I didn't want anything to do with him. There should have been something done at that point when it started, because that's when his issues with the law got more serious.
All of a sudden, he started collecting these wolf things. It was just like he was obsessed with wolf stuff.
One of the things I was interested in is how a person gets to the stage of wanting to commit violence. So appetite. Is it like food? When you get hungry, you've got to eat? Yeah. When you get this urge, hunger, whatever it is, do it on to settle the hunger.
one day, Roy had stopped by.
Hey, Roy. Come on inside.
That's okay, this will just take a sec.
And he said he was headed to Spokane. And I'm like, why are you going to Spokane?
It's complicated.
What do you mean? Is everything okay?
And he said, well, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and this girl's trying to say that I raped her, and I never did.
Some girl accused me of assaulting her.
What? Why would she think that?
This is the first time that it was something more than just exposure. It was the first time that I had heard that it was actually physical with a girl.
Roy, what happened?
When I asked Roy about the rape accusations, he said that it wasn't him, that he was out with some friends, and one of them did it.
Look, I didn't do anything. That's all I know. I just have to appear in court. I'll be back in a few days.
During that conversation, he was so calm, and he was just like nonchalant. I was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. I was with a friend. I really didn't do anything. I think you do everything in your powers to believe in your family and to help your family. And so I think that's why I believed him.
Okay. Call me if you need anything.
All right. I'll see you.
And so he went to court. One of my sisters told me that he went to jail. I was really shocked and surprised. It was hard for me to ever... After Roy got released from prison, then he came and stayed at my house for a while. And he was happy. He was very helpful around the house, and was doing actually quite well. But one day when I was cleaning the house and I went back to where my brother was staying, I noticed that there was a lot of wolf figurines and posters and stuff that he had started collecting. It was just like he was obsessed with wolf stuff. Roy had never collected things. So I asked him about it.
Roy, what is all this?
And he just said, I'm a lot like them, or they're a lot like me, because I'm quiet and I observe everything.
They view people from a distance. I get that.
That's just the kind of person I am. I'm like a wolf. It didn't surprise me any because he is a loner and he's always observing people and what's going on around him. And I didn't think much about it at the time because everybody in my family collected stuff.
Thanks for doing the laundry.
Sure. Anytime.
Now I think of it totally different. Wolves are killers because they go out and they search out their prey.
Now what about this concept of the wolf? I'm intrigued by the wolf. I guess, put it this way, it's almost like a thing inside of me. It's like a wolf that's beyond the hunger. When he eats, he gorges himself. What does it make you feel? I feel like some savage just wants maybe to tear open a human being.
Oh, gross. Just to know that Roy said these words is crazy. And even now, more wants me to have nothing to do with him or to even talk to him. Because I feel angry. I feel torn inside. My heart hurts. And that is because of listening to him and letting him or making me believe or trust in him for so long. It makes no sense.
I just can't believe she would do that.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
For a little while, my teenage niece came to live with us at our house. Roy would always take my niece to school, pick her up. If she needed to go anywhere, he would always give her a ride. He was good with her.
It's not fair. I would never do something like that to her.
I know. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding.
One day when my niece came home from school, she was just really upset because she had got in an argument with one of her friends.
Maybe you two just need to talk it out.
No way. I'm not talking to her until she apologizes.
Roy sat at the table. He just listened. He never really said anything. He just got in his vehicle and left. A few days later, there was a knock on the door. The police came in and they asked if my niece was there. They wanted to talk to my niece because of the argument she had with the girl.
Look, this isn't just some dumb prank. It's a very serious matter.
They told us that the girl's house had been robbed and vandalized and that there was a hamster that was brutally killed.
Whoever did this tortured an animal. There was blood everywhere.
It could not have been her. I picked her up from practice, and we came home right after.
While the police were questioning my niece, she was upset. She was very adamant she didn't do anything, and I knew that she was at the house, so there was no way that she could have done anything like that.
We know that you had a fight with her the other day.
That doesn't mean I would do something like that.
Look, if this is just a prank that got out of hand, if you tell us, we can help you.
Roy was there during all that questioning.
You tell us.
He never said a word. He just listened. He was just quiet.
Aunt May, I didn't do it, I swear.
You heard her. She says she didn't do it. So, unless you can prove it, I think you should leave.
Roy never admitted to me that he burglarized the house or he killed the hamster. It wasn't until after the murders did we all put two and two together.
I went in the house, looked around, and there's like this cage. There was this hamster. But I got it out of the cage, and I got a knife. And, cut its head off, and cut it all up, and walking around the room, and stuck the knife in the panda's head for a reaction, I guess. And they accused it. And I was just like laughing to myself.
It's sick. It's almost like he got pleasure out of it. He allowed that to happen to her. Someone that he should have loved and protected. He should have never put any of us through all this.
She was sleeping. It was in the middle of the night. And he was standing over her.
What was your purpose then for breaking into houses? I got a rush from going in there and sneaking in the house with them always home. They're always home. Did you like it better when they were home? Yes. Just to go in there and be in their house, be right next to them, and they don't even know. You can do whatever you want. They don't even know what's coming.
One day when I came home, there was a flyer on my door which said, keep your eyes open, doors locked. There was a attempted break-in, doors down. It had a description of the person who tried to break in, and it had a sketch on it. If I wouldn't have known any better, I would have thought this was Roy.
Roy, have you seen this?
What?
It was on our door. That kind of looks like you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
He agreed with me that the sketch and the description looked like him, but he reminded me that he was here at the time it had happened.
You were?
Yeah. We watched the movie on TV.
And I said, if I wouldn't have known you were here, I would have thought that, that this fit you. And he goes, yeah, I was here.
Oh, yeah.
afterwards, it was never really brought up anymore. We just started locking our doors, but never really discussed it anymore.
The relationship was good. They dated for a little while, and then things got a little weird. One day, my friend called me up, and she was kind of frightened. She told me that in the middle of the night, she woke up, and my brother was standing over her, staring at her while she was sleeping. She didn't know how long he'd been standing there.
Roy? Is that you?
And he had this really, really weird, evil look in his eyes. And then it was like a light switch, and that look went away.
What are you doing here?
I let myself in. I'm sorry, I didn't know you'd be sleeping. I just really missed you.
He finally said that he just wanted to come and see her. She was very concerned about that and asked him to leave.
Here. Where?
My friend put it behind her, but I just thought it was weird. Why didn't he knock? Why didn't he call? But I didn't have any concerns that he was going to hurt her or harm her or anything like that until later. Look, Penny, this is one of the posters that they made when Penny was missing, and they put this poster up all over the place.
Roy knew Penny Davis because his girlfriend was living with her parents. Roy helped disperse these. He took them around town. They were everywhere. After Penny Davis went missing, Roy became more obsessed with the news. And there was a program on TV about Penny Davis's disappearance, and Roy taped it and he would watch it over and over again. And he just really was absorbed into it. He did nothing else. I mean, he just watched the TV.
How long have you been watching this?
The only thing he said about watching the shows over and over again was that he was just trying to figure out if there's something that they're missing.
Maybe I can help.
I really believe that Roy was interested in the case because he knew her and he was trying to help find her. Looking back now, I realize that he was watching the shows and doing the searches more to make sure they didn't find the body. It wasn't just a murder. Someone had to be really angry because it was so brutal.
I followed a girl home from the mall, opened up the window, and then went in. Took a knife, stabbed the bed, and cut the sheets. And then I got one of her dolls, tore the heads off. It gets boring, and then I would think about killing her or killing someone else.
Every Saturday, I always took my daughter to acting lessons in Seattle. So that day, I asked Roy if he wanted to ride with me over to Seattle back. We had lunch, and then we came back home. And there was nothing weird, out of the ordinary. The only stop that we made was at this gas station. When we got home, he just left, and I just figured he was going over to his girlfriend's house. A few days later, we were at the house, and the police knocked on our door, so I answered it.
Evening, ma'am. Is Roy Spillman home?
Sure, 1 second. Roy?
That Saturday, someone broke into the Huffman's home. The mom was on the couch watching TV, and the daughter was in the bedroom, and then someone killed them. Huffmans were pretty well known in the community, and it wasn't just a murder. These people were brutally murdered. Someone had to be really angry. It was so brutal.
So I'm sure you folks have heard what happened to the Huffmans?
I have. It's terrible.
At first, the police were just asking about Roy's whereabouts, where he was at Saturday. Because they said Huffmans.
Well, can you account for your whereabouts the night they were killed?
Yeah, actually, May and I went up to Seattle. We didn't get back till late.
Roy never became anxious. It didn't faze him at all.
And what did you do after you got home?
Went to my girlfriend's.
Is there a way we can get in contact with your girlfriend?
Sure, I can give you her phone number.
He cooperated with them. He answered their questions. He wasn't upset. He just, whatever they needed, he was just answering and doing whatever they asked.
Well, good luck with the investigation. We'll be sure to call you if we think of anything.
I mean, I would have never thought in a million years that he would have just killed somebody or killed somebody in the last few days.
We all thought, let's get out of this town. So we decided that we would all load up and we would go to my younger sister's house. As we were driving to my sister's, there was cars following us. And it just kind of felt weird and didn't know why. At that point, I had no idea that Roy was the main suspect of these murders.
When we were at my sister's house, we heard this noise, like a helicopter.
What's going on out there?
Oh, you mean the helicopters? I'm not sure.
And I said, is that a helicopter up there? Is it following us?
I heard him the whole drive up here.
The helicopter stayed over us most of the whole time that we were there. All of us were just talking about how crazy it is that they're following us. And so I told my brother that there has to be something more going on. Why would they be following us like this?
Could it be because of you?
Maybe.
He never really had an answer. It was just, who knows? They're just harassing me.
Check this out.
Roy, what are you doing?
Roy went outside and started waving to the police like it was a game, like, no big deal, here I am. I know that Roy had been in trouble a lot. It made me wonder if they were just harassing him or if maybe they had started finding enough evidence to maybe think he was a suspect in the murder.
I walked into work, and my friend, and she said, April, Roy was just arrested for the murders of the Hoffmans. Time just kind of stood still. I dropped to my knees, just in disbelief. No. I just kept saying, no, it's not him. It's not him.
It can't be true. It's not true.
I said, I can't do this. I gotta go. I was excused from work. May lived just a few blocks from where I worked, and I drove straight there.
Knowing that the police had enough evidence or enough suspicion to arrest him for the murder of Mandy and Rita Huffman. Changed our lives forever, our whole family. We saw an attorney and he just told us, just let the police do their job and just cooperate with the police and it'll all be fine.
He told me that she was pleading for him not to kill her and she wouldn't tell. Even after the police arrested him and stuff, I did not believe that he did it. I was thinking it can't be true. It can't be true. Not my brother. My brother couldn't murder somebody. You know, he'd done bad things, but never at any time did I think that he could commit murder. After Roy was arrested, the attorneys came to me.
Look, we need you to talk to Roy. Convince him to just plead guilty.
But he didn't do it.
The attorneys asked me to talk to Roy about pleading guilty to avoid a long and lengthy trial.
It's about what's best for Roy right now.
At that point, I got mad.
I can't believe you guys are asking me to do this. Why should I get Roy to confess to something he didn't do?
It was like, you want me to call my brother that I still don't believe that he did this and want him to plead guilty.
What aren't you guys telling me?
And they told me that he's going to get convinced that he was going to get convicted.
It's not looking good for Roy, so just get him to take the plea, April.
And they couldn't tell me why. All they were telling me is that he will get convicted. It's like, how do I do this? What am I going to say to him? So I called him. During that time, my mom started having nightmares that she was going to die on the witness stand. She just kept having those nightmares over and over again.
Look, I know you're not going to like this.
I was telling Roy about all the nightmares that Mom was having and her fears that she was going to die on the witness stand.
All this stress is making things worse for her. So I think it'll be easier on everyone if you just plead guilty.
Roy finally agreed that he would do it. For Mom.
Thank you, Roy.
I still didn't believe it. I still did not believe that he did it until he told me that he did it. After he agreed to plead guilty for the murders of the Huffmans, he said that he had killed Penny Davis.
She knew what was going on. She asked why and started crying, and so I grabbed her around the and started screaming. Told her to shut up, quit crying.
His voice didn't quiver or anything. It was just like, just monotone.
She was crying, and begging, and all that good stuff.
He told me that she was pleading for him not to kill her, and she wouldn't tell. She would be quiet and she wouldn't tell anybody. And she begged for him to let her go.
But she wouldn't go home. And, I told her that she wasn't going home.
He told me how he killed her. And what she said right before she died.
What they leave out is what she said just before I killed her. And, she forgave me for what I was about to do, what I was doing. She says, you're a nice person. Don't know why you're doing this, but I forgive you. But that, I mean, it kind of shocked me.
That poor little somebody I loved did that. Okay, move on from this, okay?
This is the first time I'm seeing a picture of Rita and Mandy Huffman. And it's just sad that they didn't get to have the rest of their life to do what they wanted or to experience life. I would do anything in my powers to make it right, to let them live, to let them have life and to experience life. Because they never got that chance. It's just not fair and it's not right. I don't think he suffers. I don't think that being in jail for the rest of his life, he should have got the death penalty. He's still, to this day, to me, not living up to the consequences of killing these people.
I had lots of questions that I wanted answers to, and I wanted to say goodbye, because I didn't want to ever see him again.
Did you really kill the Huffmans?
And he said yes. I said, how could you do that?
You see that guard over there?
Yeah?
He says, I want to go kill him right now. He looked at me, he says, I have no soul. And I had a flashback to my friend that he was dating, and when he broke into her house and was standing over her.
Were you thinking of killing her too?
He said he thought about it.
I have to go.
I said goodbye. And he hugged me. Turned around and I went straight for the elevator and I didn't look back.
Still to this day, I don't tell people I have a brother, never speak to him again. I will never have anything to do with him. I don't want to.
He wants forgiveness. And Mr. Huffman forgave him. And I don't know how he found that strength.